Hello, I'm VJ and this is my channel Phoenix Ride On, and it's been a while since I last uploaded a video. And before I start the video, I'd like to apologize to another YouTuber by the name Infinite Dragons Oscar. Yes, I believe because I took his thumbnail. I don't know. Yes, I did. And using that, I made my first video, and it's been 4 to 5 months solid since I did my first video, and that I don't know. I was just googling. The stuff, and I googled what if hashtag would use Ultra Instinct, and then I came across that thumbnail. And I just took a picture. That's it. And I used that thumbnail and made my own video. Uh, After such a long time, he came and he ended his song with his body of his blind. So I took down the video. So that's that. But if it's there any consolation, I was inspired to make the Ultra Instinct and what a aside Ultra Instinct based on the Infinite Trans Sorcerer after viewing this video. That's it. But I thank him for that. Please. I'll be re-uploading the same video one more time, but with my own thumbnail. Yeah, whatever that means, but I don't. I guess. And I just do this. I'm just doing this for fun, nothing more else. And if anyone else has been offended by this, I apologize again. And that's all. Yeah. And now back to the what if. The last part. The last part where ask. Sorry, I said Oscar. What if Deku had Deku had key part two. This is a what if. This is the what if that is going to be based upon. So this is a part two of what if Deku had key. Yeah, in the last part where I left off, Deku was heading towards the tunnel, and before all that, I would like to retcon a few things. I said that his power level was around Namek level Goku. I mean the Goku that arrived from Earth in a spaceship who faced Ginyu on the power level of 1,80,000 years. For some of you may be wondering how the hell did a human, let alone Izuku Midoriya, that much power, get to that much power level. It's simple because, as I've already explained, this Deku seemingly is quirkless. Yes, indeed. But he has the motivation, the heart of a hero, along with the great support and assistance from not only the room of spirit and time, the time chamber, which was modified, which had a AI functioning system with Gohan as its AI. Shortly call him Guy. Yeah, I messed up by saying Gia, but it's not just Guy. G-A-I. That's it. And also he had certain potential. Zuku as well as others and the specs that came along with the time chamber. It was modified by Goma, and it had both science and magic added to it, along with Gohan's infinite knowledge. And before anyone else sue me or trying to sue me, I'm basing this off from sorry, I already mentioned him in my last video. Smart yes. He, after seeing his video, I got the idea. I have already texted him in his channel, and I've been expecting him. And with that said, I'm just using a part of that in my video. That's it. And I will also leave a link in the description below to his channel so that you may watch his videos. It is very cool. It's very great. And if you happen to watch this, Mr. Smutstick, uh, I thank you for giving, for inspiring me to make a video on this particular topic. And okay, now back to the what if. Yes, as I said, the guy, the guy AI guy also has infinite amount of gravity control and other things, other perks of having um, time dilation, I guess, and the specs of reading power levels inside the room and outside the entire world, and all the other videos, all the other video files of recordings from the Z world. Yes, that is obtained from the memories of Rohan and the other Z fighters before the book was tossed into it. As for the name of the book, I'm gonna call it the Book of Z. Yes, that's it. The Book of Z. I made a stupid name the last time, but now I'm just gonna call it the Book of Z. Yes, Z and its warriors. Okay, that's what the name of the book is called, and also the inside the time chamber or Gia room. You can call it Gia room. Sorry, Guy room. I mean Guy room. The Guy room, which is the time chamber. Okay, just go with me. Guy room. That's it. Yeah. You can also read so based on all of this, Deku is able to grow eventually, and I also mentioned that one day outside is 1 year inside. Same principle, but this doesn't have any limitation. You can, gases, you can use it how many times as much as you wanted it to work with. So also once you exit the chamber, 1 year, the 1 year that a person spent inside the chamber, and all the physical strength and the gains will be added to the physical body, but they will not be aging. They will not be aged. I mean, they will be aged back to the way that how the world's time work outside. That is, they'll be aged only a day, not a year. But all the gains that they gain from training inside for a year would be added to them. All the techniques and everything. And also, he had his mother Inko trained with him as his training partner, because one of the day on one of the day when Izuku went to train, Inko got worried, and she followed him and happened to find him entering the chamber, and she sneaked up inside. I mean, sorry, she didn't sneak up inside. She waited for a while, and she knocked on the door, and Izuku was bit taken off, because where he trains is in isolation, so no one, anyone barely comes. He'll not be disturbed, and he'll not be disturbing anyone. That's the reason he found a remote place in the forest. But once he came out, he saw that his mother was standing outside, and he came out and stopped the progress of the training for a bit and explained to her why he was there and what he was doing, and she was totally taken aback by every single information that Izuku provided her with. And she thought, since she couldn't help him as much as she wanted to, she thought she could train, take a bit of training inspired by Izuku as well, and making sure that he doesn't get overworked too much. So she trains, and that's also one of the reasons why Izuku got strong as he is. And after that, years passes. Since the time limitation equals 1 day, I mean, I already said 1 day outside is 1 year inside, but when you exit outside, your body will be de-aged back to the way it was with all the skill gains that you gained from the inside. So, considering this in her mind, she enters occasionally at the times whenever she can. I mean, at the weekends, I guess, or whenever times they both can get spend time for each other. So, she Inko got really fit, not completely jacked, but jacked enough. Imagine Toshinori's predecessor, I believe Nana Shimura. Yes, that's how Inko's looking right now. And she gained a few, she learned key control, and her power level is around 2000. Yes, it is around 2000. Okay, sorry, let's just say 2500. And the technique she learned is key sensing, uh, Kamehameha. Yes, and she also learned to fly. Definitely learned to fly. And her kayakan also, she also learned kayakan, but it's around, she can only go times one. And yes, and by the start of the anime, her power level is at 2500, and she can use kayakan times that one. And yes, that's about it. And she has superhuman strength that comes along with the key control and everything. And she can fly, she sends key. And what other skill? If you want me to give her any other skill, please do name them, because the reason she trained with I already told. But also, Izuku thought once he becomes a hero, he is too ambitious and people might come after him, but he can take care of himself. But but his mother obviously isn't strong enough, so he suppose when someone does come after her, they'll be in for a lot of pain, world of pain. So he was okay with that. And after that, okay, this is how the training progressed, and we resumed past to the point where Izuku enters the tunnel. And oh, also forgot to mention something. During the training, once they got strong enough, I mean, when Izuku got old enough, say at the age of 13, I believe, yes, 13, a year before, he has also been a vigilante. And this is an, if you look left side to the thumbnail, that's how his hero costume looks like. You may ask, why does it look like this? Because he was inspired by Gohan and all the videos that he has seen and all the antics that Gohan has performed as the great Saiyaman. So he is more impressed. By now he knows Gohan is leagues and leagues above anyone in this world, and he still has his admiration for the heroes and All Might and everything, but he knows who's the top dog, if you could say. So he based off his costume on Gohan, and as for the how he got the materials, Let's just say that he had some help with a certain uh, pink hat, goggle headed team. Yes, I'm talking about Mehatsume. Yes, he met her on his one of his trips when he accidentally saved her mm, from a guys who were bullying her, and when she got way over in her head and got herself into trouble, and he saved her, and then he left in a blur, but she tracked him down somehow, uh, being Mei Hatsume, and she found him, and she found out, and she helped him with the designing of the costume, and she did enter the time chamber, and she is a bit stronger. Yes, she does also have the ability to use ki. Yes, you may ask how many people are you gonna let to use ki and everything. Yeah, she can sense ki and she is a bit stronger. She can fly, that's all. And she can pretty much take care of herself. Yes. And for her power level, she's not as strong as. Mm, yeah, she is strong, but not that strong. Since she started training about a year ago, so. And during that year, she helped and she met Gohan, that is Guy, yes, and she was flabbergasted and totally taken away by the time chamber, and she learned everything about the key techniques, and he doesn't completely loops her in on everything, but he does, but she doesn't give up, so she kind of like Vidal, but you know how Mihatsumi is, so she is how she is, and then they designed the costume, and so Izuku has been doing his hero work, I mean vigilante work, taking the name of Saiyaman, yes, same as Gohan. He calls himself the Saiyaman, yes, and heroes are totally wary of this Saiyaman fellow because he appears out of the blue and save people without even without even a sweat, and um, moves. Nobody is able to track him where he is and who he is. So since he wears a mask and everything, and as for the yes, that's it. And as for the materials for the suit, it was collected from Dagova Beach and old used materials that Hatsumi uses from wherever the hell she finds it, black market or something, I don't know, wherever. Yes, and old used heroes, used outfits and techs, and with the help of Gaia, that is a tech that was inside the time chamber. They combine it with that, and the costume is just similar to how Gohan in Super wears it with the click of button on his wrist. It's a watch. Yes, it's an nanotech inspired from Iron Man, and as well as Iron Man from the Endgame. Sorry, I mean Infinity War, and as well as Gohan. Yes, and that's how she made it. And Hatsumi got the idea from watching the videos. One of the videos that played out when Gohan used to transform into a Great Saiyaman. So she did that, and pretty much covers his vigilante outfit for now. So after that, yeah, he's been a pretty busy vigilante work, and also Bakugo does takes a notice of this vigilante, and he thinks he's kind of like having a Spider-Man and Flash. They both have a Spider-Man and Flash kind of relationship, as he admires the vigilante Saiyaman, but he is kind of um, He's kind of thinks it's cheesy when he says kind of the stupid line that Rohan used to say. Same kind of things have got rubbed off on Izuku, but not completely. He doesn't do the poses and everything, but he's elegant in a way. But to Bakugo feels, what do I have to do this? Why the guy needs to have a license? He thinks that to himself. And then okay, this pretty much covers it. And he hates Deku and he dislikes Deku, but he has respect for the Great Simon. But Deku chuckles at this. This is one of the reason why Deku doesn't go all out on Bakugo. If you I mean all out on Bakugo all the times that he get teased as Deku, because he knows he admires Katsuki has admiration for the Great Simon. So, oh, by the way, he doesn't call himself the Great Simon. He calls himself Simon. Yes, and okay, and this pretty much covers this part, and as for yeah, that's what he has been doing. This is his power level and everything, and the people who are involved with him. And he is occasionally accompanied by Mihatsume at times and his mother, and they all have the costumes to disguise themselves, so at least to cover for him at times. When people, yeah, that's it. And now we got back to the time where Izuku enters the tunnel, and he sends after the whole incident with Bakugo in the school, and he gets attacked by before he gets attacked he sends a faint key rushing towards him, and he turns to just hover off from the ground with the green slimy sludgy thing yelling at him, "Kid, give me your body," saying. And he says, and he sorry and he's what and he's surprised when the kid he was supposed to absorb flew, and and says, don't get cocky. And Izuku says, don't get cocky. And he says, who the hell are you and why the hell are you? Okay, why the hell am I asking you this? I pretty much I can tell that you are a creepy villain. Yes, that's what you are. And who the hell are you running away from? And just as soon as he says this, he could sense a pretty much powerful, a pretty decent powerful key signature, and he knows who it is. And before that, while he was thinking this in his head, the Rajvillain tries to attack him once again, trying to cover him up like Boo does, using its pink block like that. It is trying to cover up Izuku, and it does actually, since he was a bit distracted. Even though he is powerful and everything, he is still bit muddy. He has a mean cannon Deku, and he gets lost in thoughts, and um, not so tough now are you, kid, says the such villain. And is that supposed to scare me? He says, and he flares up his I don't even need to use 2% of my key to 2% of my power to knock some sense into you. He thinks to himself, and then he, don't get cocky, brat. Just because you could fly doesn't mean that you are better. That doesn't mean that you can get away from me. You're not going anywhere. I don't want to get punched by that freak. I didn't know the freak was in town. And so I guess I was right. Izuku thinks to himself. Um, enough of the talk. Give me a body. I need to borrow. I'm gonna kill you slowly. All for the snide remark that you just pulled right now. and I'm gonna take my time enjoying, enjoying devouring you once I get away from you. Ha ha. Try your best shot, and says Zuku, and he flares up his ski. Just with the ski brusher, he pushes the sludge villain me in mere seconds, and he tosses out drops a minion against the wall, the ground, the top, and everything, and floor. And the sludge villain is completely exhausted, and using his psychic powers. Yes, yes. For people who wondering how he could use his psychic powers, if you watched Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, Goku actually does have psychic powers that he learned from Musashi way back when, and using the same abilities, he could just manipulation of ki, that is, he controlled the sludge villain's body and he tossed it around here and there, and he managed to compress it, compress him to the point where it was just on the size of a baseball, and he managed to put him inside a container that was lying, and he managed to close it, and all this exertion put the sludge villain in complete disbelief, and he was totally scared for his life, and just as he finishes closing the lid, Izuku hears, never fear, I am here, the sound, and he looks, took him long enough, he thinks to himself, and oh, I forgot to mention, just as when okay, no, no, no. Yeah, he took. Sorry. After hearing All Might's entry, and I am here in this famous monologue, he sees the place where the servant came out, and the entire tunnel is bit charred. Sorry, I'm not charred. Damaged the ground from the floor, the sides, and thing, and the top, mean ceiling. Yes, and he thinks to himself when he sees Izuku holding a bottle containing a green substance and with two eyes, and he thinks to himself, "Oh, you kid, you didn't get, you caught the villain and you used your quirk. Always a hero, aren't you? All right. Yes, I did. I had to. It was self-defense. I was defending myself. He attacked me from nowhere, and I had to defend myself. Well, young man, I'm impressed, but you shouldn't be using your quirk, right? But what was I supposed to do? Get suffocated and die, Almond? Is that what you wanted to do? What if you had came a bit too late, huh? Izuku says, and Almond is taken aback by this a little bit, and he thinks, well, I made your job a bit easier, and he could carry him to the nearest police station, and yeah, even if you weren't going to arrive, I was definitely going to go to the police station and hand him over to them, to the authorities. Yes, but he looks pretty beat up. The entire place looks like that. What did he do to him? Like I said, I defended myself. He fought and I just defended. That's all I did. And as for your other question, my quirk, I didn't use a quirk because I don't have one. Ahmed is taken a bit back by this. And how did you do what you did? Well, I think whatever you did to this place is with whatever you have. And Doria says, "Huh, well, you wouldn't believe me even if I told you, All Might. Well, anyway, you made your job easier for you, didn't I? And before that, sorry for the rudeness, considering you're number one hero on the symbol of peace and everything. Would you be willing to sign this notebook for me?" And he pulls out his Hero book Hero notebook book of Z. Yes, and he sees always sees mm, this giant book, and he thinks, huh, book of Z. Yeah, please sign the back of my book. And he asks him, and yes, sure, kid. And he my signs it, and he Izuku hand overs the bottle containing the Sajulan, and All Might jumps away. And Izuku says, before jumping away, Izuku says, "This will be treasured as a family heirloom and will be passed on to generations after generations." Your attitude changes with every single second. You are a surprisingly snarky little young man, and you have a heart, but you still haven't told me your quirk. I said, Almighty, I don't have a quirk. Okay, thank you, Midoriya, was it? Thank you, Midoriya. See you. And he jumps away, and Izuku, hey, wait, Almighty, I just wanted to ask you a question. And he jumps, sorry, he jumps, well, it seems like a jump, but Izuku flies and along the side, and he comes in front of All Might. This shocks All Might. Kid, how the hell did you get up here? Is this your quirk? Again, not a quirk. And All Might is startled by this, and he lets the bottle out, and the bottle slips away, and he's startled, and he's about to fall, and Izuku catches him, and they both land on the roof like in cannon. And Izuku says, "Yes, I want. Yeah, kid, you shouldn't be doing that." Says All Might, "Yes, I'm so sorry, All Might, but I definitely needed to have this talk and had to ask you this question. So I stopped and I did what I did. So what is it, young Midoriya?" Like I said, sir. What is it, kid? Sorry. And he says, like I said, my name is Izuku Midoriya, and ever since I was a little child, I always admired hero, and I always wanted to be a hero. But fortunately, all my dreams were shattered when I went to the quirk doctor and learned that I didn't have a quirk necessary requirement that is a quirk to be a hero that I wanted to be. Right. And as he's saying, he sees uh, he sees All Might's shriveled body, skeleton form, and All Might is thinking that, oh God, not this, not now. I thought I had a bit more time, and right as when he thinks it, and he also thinks that the kid is probably gonna freak out and run, and thinks I'm a fake, and everything. All this runs through All Might's mind, and he thinks we should come up with a better plan of action to handle this kid. And just as he thinks, Doriasan is taken aback by a bit, but he isn't faced as much as All Might thought he would be. And as I was saying, All Might, this is my story of my life, and all this time I wanted to be a hero, and I'm worthless. And just after hearing what Doria said, Ahmed is the one who is getting taken back by this and thinks, "Kid, you said you were quirkless, but you could definitely fly, and what you did back in the tunnel with Slagulan, I don't know how you did it. What do you call that?" Well, it's a long story, and you're not entirely in. How about you, All Might? And I'm more surprised that you're not even spaced by how I look. And there's a